Hi everyone. So very much like I was suggesting in my previous video, today I would like to run a small snipers contest. I would like to find out what would be the best, or not necessarily the best, the ultimate sniper build, sniper configuration, because I came up with a couple of different builds in here. This Nightstar, I mean, this is not necessarily even my build, this is pretty much a stock configuration, the Nightstar, except I've done a few tweaks, like different number of double hit sinks, and of course I've updated every weapon group to a 5-tier level weapon. And then I've also prepared this king crab, which I believe I featured once on this channel, but I would like to do it again, testing it in the same environment. So what I'm gonna do here, I will replay twice the final mission of the Ice on Democracy campaign, which is one of my most favorite missions in the entire game, because it's very intriguing. The landscape, the terrain looks absolutely gorgeous. The canyon, it's quite an adventurous, interesting, intriguing mission. It's like one of my all-time favorite missions in this game, along with the final mission of the Will of Kali campaign, which I've also previously played on this channel. So I absolutely love these both missions, and I believe we should have more missions like this too. They are absolutely gorgeous, both of them. So much thought has been put into them, and I can really tell that people really did care to make things really interesting when they were, you know, designing missions like that. Now, what sets this particular mission apart from many other missions in this game, the final mission of the Ice on Democracy campaign, is that it presents an excellent opportunity for sniping distant targets. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen very often in this game. Most of the time you either get to fight at the medium or close range, and rarely you get an opportunity to snipe things. Like really distant targets beyond the sensor range. Even beyond, you can actually get a lock on target. And it can be a lot of fun, actually. I wish there was more opportunity for that kind of tactic in this game. Nevertheless, it does happen. It does happen every once in a while, it just doesn't happen very often. And this mission is a great example of that. So, for that matter, I've decided to play it twice, okay? In this video I will replay it twice, comparing that Nightstar against the King Crab sniper build, which I came up with the dual heavy rifles. Now, even though I will be replaying this mission only twice in this video, this isn't going to be the contest between those two mechs. This is actually going to be the contest between 3 mechs. The third mech would be this amazing Annihilator build loaded with the 4 heavy rifles. But I am not gonna do this in this video, because I've already done so in the previous video, where I've played through the entire campaign, and for the final mission I used just this Annihilator. So in case if you are interested how it performed in the same kind of setting, so please check out my previous video, because I'm not gonna do this again in this video, otherwise it's gonna be too long. And then at the end of the video I will rank each of these mechs. I will award them places. There are 3 prizes in this competition. First prize, second prize, and third prize. So let's go ahead and take this mission, and the first mech which I am going to test in this setting will be this Nightstar NSR 9-9J. There is nothing really that fancy about this particular build. If you look at this weaponry, you see, unfortunately, I cannot show you the internals because all of these options are grayed out, because I am not located in the conflict zone. I am like deep inside the House Davion territory. So, when you look at this weaponry, this is pretty much the standard weaponry which this mech comes in stock. 2 Gauss rifles, 1 ER-PPC, 2 medium pulse lasers, and 1 small laser. The only difference and the only change which I've done to it, I've obviously upgraded every single weapon to the 5-tier level weapon. And then, as far as I can remember, I've replaced one of the original double hit sinks with just additional ton of Gauss rifle ammo, because this mech doesn't really run very hot and it can do without that one double hit sink. Instead, I just wanted to take more ammo with me, but that's about it. And of course, I may have slightly allocated the armor, and I increased the amount of armor. As you can see, it's actually pretty good amount of armor. 592 points. It's very good for the 95-ton assault mech. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how this mech will do in this kind of mission, the one which I've already played in the previous video using the Annihilator loaded with the 4 heavy rifles.
Incoming communique from Vaughn, Commander.
Nice to have you with us again, Commander. Eyes on Democracy's intel places Count Vidios in a remote facility in the mountains up ahead. My squadron will move in from the north onto the base, while you approach from the south. Together, we can box Count Vidios in. The Count is the primary target, so ensure that he does not escape.
Let's get a move on, Commander. Vaughn is counting on us.
What drives a man like Count Vidios to attempt to kill fellow countrymen?
It's well known that Vitios is a close ally of Duke Hasek Davion. Doing the Duke's dirty work is a surefire way to gain the Duke's favor and raise his own standings within the political world of the Davion court. Fusilier forces spotted on the ridge. Move in, Commander, and take out those hostiles.
Missile. Target destroyed. New target Trebuchet.
Yikes. That's not fun, taking so many alarms.
Incoming missile.
Okay, that was a headshot.
New target Archer. Incoming missile.
Okay, destroying his central torso. I think one more shot and he's gone. Nope. I hit his right side. I was too hasty. Okay, that's it for him. And I believe there was one blackjack that fell down into this ridge. Let's see. He might come over here.
New
Yeah,
target
there he
Blackjack.
is.
Target destroyed.
Event critical. Yeah, so obviously you can go down that ridge over there, but I think I'm gonna stay on top and take the higher ground instead, as usual. Get any mechs over there. Can I see anything? No. Not yet. There's some helicopters. Got one. Here is the other one. Where are the mechs? Actually, hold on a second. I think there was another place where you can climb up.
Target.
One of our assigned targets is flying in.
Target destroyed.
And I have plenty of ammo, so I am not worried about wasting it on the helicopters. It's gonna be enough for this mission anyways. Yeah, that's the spot I was talking about. I can hear some eager. Alright. What? What? He took a Gauss rifle? Or did I miss him?
Target destroyed.
Wow. Another eager. I hate eagers. Where is that other helicopter? Did he crash? Sometimes they crash into the... There he is. Sometimes they crash though into these walls of this ridge. Okay, yeah, here they are. Here they are. That's the place I was talking about. So, well, let's go ahead and start working on each one of them. You see, I cannot even get a lock on them. They are so far. There it goes. There it goes. I wish I used this location previous time I've played this mission, but I kinda forgot about it. He's getting hit. He's getting hit. There he goes. This is the Warhammer. Ouch! I thought he's gonna walk this way. kinda have to predict their movements. Alright, there it goes. The thermal vision isn't even necessary here. You can see them pretty clearly. Okay, there it goes. Alright, so let's continue with this. I don't think there is any... Am I gonna damage my legs if I jump from over here? Let's take it gradually. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Alright, so let's continue on. Anything else out here? Probably not. Probably everything is taking down now. It's just gonna be the fight in that end of the canyon.
Attention, Mercenary Lance. You are outnumbered and outranged here. You are jeopardizing a lawful election for Trade Federation President. You are hereby ordered to stand down. Give up your assassination plans, and we might just take you in instead of destroying you. This is your final warning.
Assassination plans? They think we're the ones plotting to kill a candidate. Something's not adding up here. I have a feeling we're being played here, Commander. Vaughn has been setting us up from the start. Don't shoot. We are standing down. We believe we have been set up by our employers.
A shame you didn't have the decency to die on us, but no matter. I just want to thank you for taking out those security forces for me. Owens is wide open now.
Contact North Ridge! Unidentified bottleneck force approaching the facility. Defend the candidate at all costs.
Fusilier forces, we are moving to assist. Please, do not fire upon us.
Affirmative. Stand by to receive IFF codes. But make no mistake, when this is over, you are to shut down and surrender to us until we can sort this whole mess out.
I think that's the best we can hope for given the circumstances. Defend that facility, Commander. This will go down much better for us if we can successfully defend Owens from Vaughn's forces.
You mercenary fools are all the same. You take your payment with no questions asked. Now the real security detail is in shambles, and Owens' head is in our grasp. That just leaves you as the only safe.
There's Vaughn. All right, Commander. Let's show him that nobody makes a patsy out of us.
Even if you kill me, the Fed rats won't let you leave after what you've done to them. You will die here today, mercenary.
New target, Vindicator.
Minus the unit. Engaging with mercenary artists matches the class of VTOL we're after. Take it out.
Too much interference, can't aim well. Did I... No.
Did you honestly think I cared about the life of some legislator?
Finally. Must be these ravens who
New target.
create all
Raven.
this
Target
interference.
acquired.
Needs to take them down.
Target destroyed.
Okay, now it's much better. It's finally. It's cut off right. Oh, that was a headshot. Alright.
Your efforts have been for nothing.
Okay.
The base is taking on heavy fire. Structural integrity is at 75% capacity.
There he is. He's taking damage.
New target. Rifleman.
Okay, he's disarmed.
You're fighting a lost cause.
Target destroyed.
To the likes of you.
He went critical. There is something else out here. We still need to destroy one target. Nothing in here. Where is it? Or are they fighting down there? Are they fighting someone? No, looks like they are just staying. Ah, okay, yeah, there
New
it is.
target. Warhammer.
Ah, okay. That's what I thought.
Tremble at the rise of Halcyon.
Nice work, Commander.
There
That
it
piece
is.
of crap deserved his demise. I've sent a declaration of surrender to the Davion authorities, letting them know what has transpired. We'll have to do some talks, but we should be cleared of any wrongdoing once the evidence has been presented. Just to be sure, though, let's pick up Vaughn's mech in case our efforts are not rewarded.
Okay, 15 mech kills nevertheless. 15 mech kills. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in my previous video where I've piloted the Annihilator, it was 13 mechs. Alright, well, let's go ahead and now replay this mission once again using a different mech. This time around it's gonna be the King Crab build. Let's see. How do you like the name of my mercenary company? Feed the Kitty. I was just running out of names for the mercenary company and decided to go with Feed the Kitty. Why not? Okay, so let's go ahead and take the other mech I prepared for this mission. So this is gonna be the King Crab KGC-Quart 000 variant. This is the King Crab which I salvaged from what's this guy's name? Andres Kane, the one who destroyed your father. This isn't necessarily the best King Crab variant. There are better ones like the 000 variant, the -000 variant, or -000B variant, which was the Star League Royal Defense Force. Those variants are better because I'm not exactly sure what's the difference, but I think those have an steel chassis. They are lighter and you have one extra ton to use for the ammunition, so those can take up more ammunitions than this variant. Nevertheless, I'm still making the use out of this one. I did not sell it. I decided to keep it, and instead this is the loadout. I believe I have like 6, if I'm not mistaken. After I finish this mission, we will fly to the industrial hub and I will show you the details of every build. So I believe I have like 6 double heatsinks in there. 2 heavy rifles, 1 LRM-15 Stream, and 1 ER PPC. So this build, when you look at this, just like the Nightstar, it's got single ER PPC in the torso, and in the arms it's got 2 heavy rifles. Each of them is actually delivering a pretty comparable damage to the Gauss rifle, except it performs slightly differently. It's got a longer reloading time and it runs much hotter. Gauss rifle is a pretty cold weapon, doesn't generate a whole lot of heat, where these heavy rifles do. And for that matter, you better have enough heat sinks. So let's go ahead and take this mission. And of course, I also have a bit less ammunition in here than with that Gauss rifle. With that Gauss rifle, you have plenty ammo to complete any mission, which is here, you know, you have to use it a little bit more sparingly. Anyway, so this is my build. Let's go ahead and see how it performs in the same kind of situation as compared to that Nightstar and Annihilator. Again, unfortunately, this wasn't necessarily my top performance piloting that Nightstar. Nevertheless, it should give you a general idea of what it's like to use those 2 Gauss rifles. Let's see if I can do better with this heavy rifle.
Incoming communique from Vaughn, Commander.
Nice to have you with us again, Commander. Eyes on Democracy's intel places Count Videos in a remote facility in the mountains up ahead. My squadron will move in from the north onto the base, while you approach from the south. Together, we can box Count Videos in. The Count is the primary target, so ensure that he does not escape.
Let's get a move on, Commander. Vaughn is counting on us.
What drives a man like Count Videos to attempt to kill fellow countrymen?
It's well known that Vitios is a close ally of Duke Hasek Davion. Doing the Duke's dirty work is a surefire way to gain the Duke's favor and raise his own standings within the political world of the Davion court. Fusilier forces spotted on the
he's
ridge.
gone.
Moving, Commander, and take
All
out
right.
those hostiles.
And I've got missiles as well, so why not just use them as well? Especially if I'm able to get a steady luck. And of course the heavy rifles, they have a slower projectile speed than the Gauss rifles, so you do have to take this into account
New
as well.
target trebuchet. Incoming missile.
Well, I can also throw missiles, you see? So why not take an advantage of that? Hitting the ground. Not good, not good. Moves too fast. He's heavily damaged though. One more shot in the center torso and he's gonna be gone.
Target acquired.
It's an archer, let's finish off. You know what, I'm gonna finish him off with the LRM. Can take one more. That's it for
Target
him.
destroyed.
Alright, alright. So far I like it. It's kinda turns into a missile duel between us.
Target destroyed.
Okay, nailed him. Nailed him. I actually like that, the fact that I've got missiles in here. They can be pretty useful too. That's a nice bonus. neither the Nightstar or Annihilator had missiles, so this is something to consider as well. Yeah, let's go this way. Again, here I like how you can see everything from out there. Here they are. You see? Helicopters. Right. I think there should be another one. He's getting ammo explosion. Let's see if it's gonna bring him down. Yep. The ammo explosion.
That matches the class of VTOL we're after. Take
That's
it
why
out.
you don't wanna put an ammo in a center torso.
Target destroyed.
That was nice. Okay, let's continue working on those guys.
Enemy presence confirmed.
Enemy presence confirmed. I've just destroyed one of you and you still haven't realized that there is an enemy.
That VTOL is on our list of targets. Let's make our quota.
Alright, this is it for him, and then there are two more things to do. Hit one of these sides. It's kinda hard to predict where they will move. Now I'm hitting the ground, which is not good. Alright, that was a center torso hit. He's taking a lot of damage, it's a Warhammer. That's it for him. Oops, that was a miss. I thought he's gonna continue walking down that path. So yeah, it's more challenging to hit things with the heavy rifle, the moving target, because the projectile speed is slower than with the Gauss rifle, so it does take more it does take more skill to hit a distant target with a heavy rifle. Nevertheless, it still delivers a pretty good damage. Yeah, so that's it for this, guys. Anyways, let's continue on with this mission. I love heavy rifles. They're so much fun and they sound very brutal. It's like one of the best sounds in this game. My favorite sounds are the AC-20 burst fire, heavy rifle, and PPC-X. Very juicy sounds. I love those. It's gonna take a little bit of a walk, but that's okay. I don't mind it.
Attention, Mercenary Lance. You are outnumbered and outranged here. You are jeopardizing a lawful election for Trade Federation President. You are hereby ordered to stand down. Give up your assassination plans, and we might just take you in instead of destroying you. This is your final warning.
Assassination plans? They think we're the ones plotting to kill a candidate. Something's not adding up here. I have a feeling we're being played here, Commander. Vaughn has been setting us up from the start. Don't shoot. We are standing down. We believe we have been set up by our employers.
Shame you didn't have the decency to die on us. But no matter. I just want to thank you for taking out those security forces for me. Owens is wide open now.
Contact North Ridge! Unidentified bottleneck force approaching the facility. Defend the candidate at all costs.
Fusilier forces, we are moving to assist. Please, do not fire upon us.
Affirmative. Stand by to receive IFF codes. But make no mistake, when this is over, you are to shut down and surrender to us until we can sort this whole mess out.
I think that's the best we can hope for given the circumstances. Defend that facility, Commander. This will go down much better for us if we can successfully defend Owens from Vaughn's forces.
You mercenary fools are all the same. You take your payment with no questions asked. Now the real security detail is in shambles, and Owen's head is in our grasp. That just leaves you as the only loose end.
There's Vaughn. All right, Commander. Let's show him that nobody makes a patsy out of us.
Target acquired.
Even if you kill me, the Fed won't let you leave after what you've done to them.
Right on cue. VTOL on approach.
You will die here today, mercenary.
Target acquired.
The base is taking on heavy fire. Crop integrity is at 75% capacity.
Did you honestly think I cared about the life of some legislator?
Target acquired. New target, Vindicator.
Let me shake down these ravens first.
Target acquired.
Have been for nothing.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
And get a steady luck on
Target
him.
destroyed.
Give it up,
mercenary. You're fighting a lost cause.
Target acquired. Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
Okay, there is one, the last target.
New target, rifleman.
No one could possibly mourn someone so gone.
Target destroyed.
To the likes of you.
This is not it? Oh, I thought that was it. There is obviously something else. I hear PPCs flying, so this might be that Warhammer. There he is.
New target, Warhammer.
Enemy Tango spotted.
It's getting camo
Nice
explosion.
work, Commander. That piece of crap deserved his demise. I've sent a declaration of surrender to the Davion authorities, letting them know what has transpired. We'll have to do some talks, but we should be cleared of any wrongdoing once the evidence has been presented. Just to be sure, though, let's pick up Vaughn's mech in case our efforts are not rewarded.
$14 mech kills this time. Alright. So let's go ahead and fly into the industrial hub so I could show you the detailed configuration. Then we'll talk about what do I mean by sniper mech, and then we'll award prices to each of these mechs. So we have 3 contenders here: this Annihilator, this King Crab, and the Nightstar. So these are the 3 contenders. Okay, so yeah, let's just put them down there. Let's start I guess with this Annihilator, the one that I've shown you in the previous video, the one which I've completed this mission with. So this is another contender, okay? If you're interested how it performed in the same mission, please check my previous videos. So this was the loadout, and it wasn't the only time I've shown this mech on this channel. I've shown this actually many times here. I featured it many times on this channel, one of my favorite Annihilator builds. Okay, then we've had this Nightstar, okay. Pretty much a standard configuration, except I believe it's got... Originally it had one more double heatsink in here, which I've replaced with additional ton of Gauss ammo on top of maxing out or the armor. And allocating it a little bit, I only shaved off 3 points of the legs. So this was the Nightstar build, and then the last one was this King Crab, the one that I salvaged from Andres Kane. That was the King Crab he piloted. If we were to repair it, okay, so that was the build. I've shown a similar build previously on this channel, the one that I used for the final mission of the Dragon's Gambit campaign. Here I think I've done things a little bit differently. I placed the ammo in other spots I wanted to keep this side torsos clear of all the ammo because they often tend to take a lot of damage. So just to avoid the explosion, I decided to place everything down there. So I have 2 tons of LRM 15 ammo, and then I have 8 tons, no, actually 7.5 tons of ammo for heavy rifles. Why 7.5 and not 8? Well, I wanted to once again to max out all the armor. I've only shaved off a couple of points of the center torso. Everywhere else it's all maxed out. All right, so there we go, there we go. Here we have 3 contenders. So once again, it was the Annihilator with 4 heavy rifles and 4 medium lasers short burst. Then there was this Nightstar with 2 Gauss rifles, 1 RPPCs, 2 medium pulse laser and 1 small laser, and then the King Crab, 2 heavy rifles, ERPPC and LRM-15 stream. So, before we start awarding prizes, I just wanna clarify and perhaps specify what exactly do I mean by a sniper mech, okay? At least, like, what do I mean by this? Because some people may have different definitions of what a good sniper mech should be or what it is, but this is the way I see it. So, the sniper mech is the one that is primarily dedicated to sniping distant targets. What I mean by sniping, by using either long-range ballistic weapons or long-range energy weapons, okay? I do not consider like, let's say, missile boats to be sniper mech, because those aren't the ballistic weapons, like for instance the longbow. Let's not confuse a long range mech with a sniper mech, because, like, for instance, where is it? I actually have a bunch of them in here. Let's see, the assault mech. Like, for instance, one of these longbows, okay, with, you know, dual LRM-10 and dual LRM-15s. These are long-range mechs. Or, for instance, like these archers. These are long-range as well. But they aren't necessarily snipers. A sniper mech, once again, to me, it's a mech loaded with a long-range ballistic or an energy weaponry, and it's a mech which can potentially depending of course on where you hit the enemy target, the mech which can potentially destroy an enemy target in one alpha strike, in a single alpha strike. So that's my definition of a sniper mech. A mech which can destroy an enemy target at a long range in 1 or 2 alpha strikes. I will put it this way. Potentially, okay? It doesn't necessarily always happen in the real combat, and as you've seen, I wasn't always able to do that, not even with this Annihilator. It of course depends on where you hit an enemy mech. And, you know, if you get into an enemy mech's cockpit, then, you know, pretty much any of these builds is capable of achieving that goal. So, that is my definition of a sniper mech. Let's go ahead and discuss perhaps advantages and disadvantages of each of these mech. And of course, just one more thing, speaking of sniper mechs. These are also the mechs which aren't necessarily designed to step into a combat, into the front line and just shred everything around it. That's not gonna happen with either of these sniper mechs. For that matter, you of course wanna take your lancemates with you and use them as your bodyguards, or perhaps you should send them closer to the enemy lines while they are distracting an enemy, and you just snipe everything from the rear. So that's the other definition of a sniper mech. These mechs aren't necessarily designed to destroy or shred everything that moves around you within a medium to close range. It's not gonna happen with either of these mechs, so let me get this clear. They aren't, none of them are designed for that purpose. You have to be very mindful of the tactics you use, and you have to be very careful about it. You have to keep everything at a longer range, which is something that I've been trying to do in this mission. As you saw, I didn't really rush into combat. In combat, once I've reached that final waypoint at the end of the reach, that final base, I did not rush in there. I approached things carefully, and I mostly was trying to work at a distant enemy targets at a longer ranges. So this is once again my understanding of what this sniper mech is. Okay, now let's finally talk about the advantages and the disadvantages of each of these builds. First of all, let me say that I do like all of them. I do like all of these builds, and each build has its own unique features, its own cons, its own pros. So let's start with the Annihilator. So the Annihilator, the for heavy rifle build, the one that I've used it in the same mission in the previous video. It's a beast of a mech. It really, you know, the name is the name pretty much speaks for itself. It can definitely annihilate things. That is for sure. So this the advantage of this mech is that it can definitely, you know, destroy a target in a couple of alpha strikes. You can take down the medium mech, you know, in a single alpha strike at a distance, no problem, even if you hit a center torso. It makes the job kinda easier. The downside, of course, of the heavy rifles is that they generate immense amount of heat, and the reloading time is pretty slow. The heavy rifle is the weapon with the slowest firing rate in this game, so you have to be mindful of all of those things. You have to manage your heat very, very carefully with this build, and you better be careful with how you approach some, you know, combat areas. You wanna keep everything at a distance. Again, this mech isn't designed for fighting at a close range, you know, a bunch of targets at a close range. It's not exactly meant for that purpose, and which is okay. I'd rather have something that excels in one area rather than something that is a jack of all trades and master of none. I've said this many times before, and I will say this again. So fantastic mech, fantastic sniper, fantastic build. I've used it many times, and I don't think it even has failed me even once. I don't think it has ever failed me. It always kinda worked. Again, even though I've played this mission 3 times without taking any of my lancemates with me, I could do that. Typically, this isn't something that you wanna do. You would wanna do with either of these mechs. You do need to use your lancemates for greater efficiency. Okay. Now let's talk about this Nightstar. So, well, the Gauss rifle is one of the most kinda talked about weapons in the BattleTech lore. Everybody praises it. I don't have much to add. Let's just quickly compare the specs of the Gauss rifle to the specs of heavy burst fire, particularly the damage levels. So as you can see, the heavy rifle, sorry, this is the burst fire variant. Where is the, hold on a second, where is my heavy rifle standard, not the burst fire version? So the Gauss rifle generates 21 points of damage, the 5-tier level obviously, and let's see, the heavy rifle generates 23.4 points of damage, believe it or not. So the heavy rifle generates even more damage than the Gauss rifle, while weighing only like what, 8 tons, right? Just like AC5. Yeah, 8 tons. Whereas the Gauss rifle weighs a whopping 15 tons, right? Almost twice as much. The heaviest ballistic weapon in this game so far. Okay, and it also delivers a bit less damage, as you can see, than the heavy rifle. 21 points versus 24 almost, right? So this is something to consider. The range, I would say about the same now. The only difference, though, the only two differences is that Gauss rifle is a colder weapon. It's got better RPM. You see it's got 11.765 versus heavy rifle something like 8 RPM, the slowest firing weapon in the game. Okay, so those are pros and cons of each, but you can compare all these specs, you know, all day. But let's just talk here about how it performs in the actual combat. And from what I've noticed while using both of these weapons and all these different builds. Well, obviously what I found is that because the Gauss rifle has a much greater projectile speed, you see 3437.5 meters a second versus heavy rifles, where is projectile? 187.5 meters a second. You can definitely feel that. You can definitely feel that. So what it means in a real combat, and what I've definitely noticed, is that it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to snipe targets at a longer ranges, especially moving targets like Mech, because remember, when I played this mission, none of those enemy mechs was just standing still and waiting for me to shoot at them. I perhaps was standing still, but all of them were constantly moving. Constantly moving. It was difficult to hit them. It was particularly difficult to hit them with heavy rifles. I had some misses, obviously, because they were moving before the muzzle reached them. But it was the Gauss rifles were the easiest ones to aim in that regard, to aim and hit those targets because of that projectile speed, the greater projectile speed. So it did kinda win in that regard, that it was kinda easier to aim, easier to hit the target at a distance, a moving target at a distance. So for that matter, it was an easier build for that matter. One of the drawbacks of the Nightstar chassis in general, and again, I've done several videos on the Nightstar on this channel. I had it was a series of the Nightstar trilogies where I've used this build, but I've also shown you to alternative builds with different AC-20s. Please check out those videos if you're interested. The biggest drawback of the Nightstar chassis is that it's very vulnerable to long-range missiles, particularly the cockpit. Believe it or not, when I was using the mod, like better mission choices, and where I choose the Comstar as a faction that you can either work for or fight against, I used to salvage these Nightstars piloted by the Comstar pilots like crazy by simply using LRMs, long-range missiles. Like, they were receiving a bunch of headshots from me by simply using LRMs. That cockpit is a missile magnet. So for that matter, you know, I'm kind of afraid to use this Nightstar very often, because it can easily become a MechWarrior's walking casket. It's, there is a huge caveat when it comes down to the Nightstar in general, but nevertheless, if you are careful, it can be a pretty great sniper, one of the best out there. Alright, so finally let's talk about this King Crab build. It's not the first time when I'm using a similar kind of build. You know, I've shown even like a similar build in the previous video. I don't remember whether it was exactly like that. No, it couldn't be exactly like this one, because it was either 000 or 000B, the Star League era variants. I don't like quadruple 0B because this is the Succession Wars downgrade. It's got one less available ton for ammunition, on top of, you know, the biggest, you know, criticism and negatives which King Crab chassis receives in general is the lack of ammunition. Okay, it can run dry on ammunition pretty quickly, although in this kind of configuration it was enough to complete that mission, so as many other missions. It's not really a problem with these heavy rifles because they are lighter than the AC-20s. So what do I think about testing this King Crab in this particular mission, in this particular setting? And surprisingly, I actually liked it even more than I thought I would. Yeah, I liked it a lot. It's kinda got some similarities with this Nightstar, you know. It's both of them have ER PPC, right? Gauss rifles and heavy rifles, you see, they are somewhat comparable in terms of damage, although of damage potential, although they behave very differently. And what I particularly enjoyed about piloting this King Crab build are the missiles, long-range missiles. Believe it or not, they are quite handy at longer ranges. You know, you can shave off a great deal of armor of enemy mech targets. Obviously, single shot isn't gonna be enough to destroy enemy target, but it's quite useful. The other thing what I love about the King Crab, even though you know, everybody is complaining about the lack of ammunition, a good amount of ammunition. What I do like about the King Crab in general, and I've shown this many times on this channel, when you look at the every weapon slot, it's actually a large slot. It's large ballistic slot, two large ballistic slot, large energy slot, and large missile slot. So that alone actually makes this mech very configurable. You can do so many things with it. You don't have to be stuck with those two AC-20s. I've shown you pretty successful builds of mine previously on this channel, where I was trying to utilize this slot to its fullest potential. I used like LRM-20 with Artemis control, I used PPC, and then this I just used UAC5 or like AC5 burst fires previously. I like that build too. It's actually pretty versatile and pretty configurable chassis, which is something that I really like about this mech. It's not necessarily my favorite assault mech, nevertheless it's a pretty compelling, pretty capable mech, which gives you a lot of options, a lot more than many people can think of. So this is a very nice thing about the King Crab. Alright, so yeah, now let's finally go ahead and start awarding prizes. Now, you may probably not agree with my results, and feel free to disagree, that's fine. If you have different thoughts on this matter, please let me know in the comments, but I will award prizes based on what I think and what I like, okay? This is my video, my preference, and now I am going to be the judge. So, usually when they award prizes in competition, they go from the lowest prize, let's say 4th prize, 3rd prize, 2nd, and then they announce the winner, the 1st prize. I will do this differently. I will start with the 1st prize. Who is the winner of this snipers competition based on that mission? For me, right? Before I do that, I just want to mention one more thing. Yes, there are some numbers when you look at the summary after each mission. You will find that, if I'm not mistaken, the Annihilator had like 13 mech kills, right? Total. Nightstar had 15, and then King Crab had 14 mech kills. I would take those numbers with a grain of salt, okay? Those aren't necessarily the determining factors for me in this mission, because when I was playing it for the first time piloting the Annihilator, it's been a while since I previously played this mission, which was almost like over a year ago. I kinda forgot it, but when I started piloting today this Nightstar and the King Crab, I already kinda knew what to expect. I knew where those enemy mechs are going to appear, and that kinda made things easier for me. So it's kind of like unfair advantage when I was piloting these two mechs. So take those final numbers with a great grain of salt of those enemy mechs, because besides that, I could have damaged badly some of those mechs, and then some friendly forces could have just finished them off, and that didn't count towards my kill. So let's take all of those numbers with the grain of salt. The number of total kills doesn't necessarily matter for me in this particular mission. What does matter though for me, what does matter is how quickly I was able to eliminate each one of those enemy mechs. So that is what counts the most for me in this particular setting, and for a sniper mech in general, is how quickly you can eliminate a distant target, a distant mech target. So, based on that, let's go ahead, start awarding prizes, and let's start with the 1st prize. And I'm going to be the only judge here. Again, if you disagree, please let me know down in the comments, but this is what I prefer, this is my video, and I'm the only judge here. So, and the 1st place goes to the mighty Annihilator. There is absolutely no question for me that this is the best sniper mech ever, with this 4 heavy rifles, okay? I absolutely love it. I've used it many times on this channel. Probably, you know, the mech which I used the most on this channel, besides the one that is loaded with the 4 LB10X. Absolutely stunning, absolutely fascinating sniper mech. It's pretty much, it's the very definition of what a sniper, a good sniper mech is. The ultimate sniper mech for me as of year of 3037, okay? I'm not sure what's gonna happen in in the future DLC if they will ever even release one in this game, but for now, with the latest DLC of Solaris Showdown, this is the hands down the best sniper mech for me ever, and it's even like there is absolutely no contest how good this of a sniper mech this is. This is the only mech out of all of these three where you can really, you know, annihilate a distant target, provided you hit it well, in a single alpha strike. Something that I've done, something that I obviously did when I played this mission. Depending again on where you hit, you can destroy a single medium or even a heavy mech, depending on where you hit it, in a single alpha strike of all of those heavy rifles, provided you aim well and you hit them well. So this is the ultimate sniper for me, the best one, and I've said this before and I will say this again, so there is absolutely no question about that. Alright, so what's about the second place now, once we've got the Annihilator out of the way? Well, you know, before I started doing this video, I was almost certain that this Nightstar is going to take a solid second place, second to the Annihilator. And I did really enjoy piloting it. I did really enjoy, you know, shooting those distant targets with 2 Gauss rifles. Again, Gauss rifles are much easier to hit the distant moving targets with because of a much greater projectile speed as compared to all of these heavy rifles. It certainly makes things easier. This way, the reloading time, recharging is also better, you know, 11 plus something RPM versus like 8 RPM of heavy rifles, you know, pretty good increase, quite noticeable. It's indeed a pretty great sniper. But then on the other hand, this King Crab in this particular setting with these 2 heavy rifles kinda surprised me in a nice way as well. I must say I liked it even more than I thought I will. I knew that it's not gonna be disappointing because I've piloted this similar build previously, not even in a sniper setting, but you know, just in general, like doing some standard like raid missions, objective raid missions, you know, like targeted kills, your typical standard missions in this game, and it's performed very well in those settings. You know, like both of these mechs, they have like dual ballistic large large slots in the arms, so there is similarity between them, except heavy rifle is a medium ballistic slot, it's not even a large ballistic weapon. So both of them are kinda similar in this regard, you know, dual ballistic weapons, one ER PPC, so that's another similarities. While King Crab doesn't have any lasers compared to the Nightstar, it's got 3 lasers, 2 medium pulse and 1 small laser. It makes up for it with this LRM, which proved to be quite useful too. Perhaps even in this particular setting it was kind of even more useful than those dual pulse lasers. So it's gonna be actually a pretty tough choice for me to make. You know, who is gonna take the second place in this setting? I was certain prior starting this video, like I said, that it's gonna be the Nightstar, but now it's really got me thinking. Because I did enjoy both of this mech, so almost equally the same. And I'm not gonna make any ties, okay? No, everything has to get a single place in here. I'm not gonna be making any ties. Well, for that matter, from a pure sniper standpoint, well, it's probably still going to be the Nightstar. It's probably still going to be a Nightstar, so it's gonna take second place to this Annihilator, although it's a tough decision for me to make, I have to say. It's a pretty tough choice. Yes, it takes second place, although it's a pretty tough decision because I really enjoyed this kind of versatility of this King Crab. So it's a pretty tough choice for me to make, although perhaps from a pure sniper standpoint, I think I have to award second place to the Nightstar because of ease of sniping targets at a longer range, because of a much greater projectile speed of these Gauss rifles, which you can really feel when shooting at a moving target, okay, at a longer ranges. So in that regard, it kinda has an edge. Although King Crab just has so many other great benefits to it, which kinda, you know, makes me very tough decision to place this King Crab as a third. So these are the final results. So Annihilator for heavy rifles takes the cake. There is even absolutely no contest, at least for me. There is no contest. It's like my ultimate sniper, and to me it's like the very definition of what a good sniper mech is. Okay, the one that can potentially destroy an enemy mech target in a single alpha strike, okay? That's not gonna happen with these two mechs unless you manage to hit the cockpit, okay? Unless you manage to hit the cockpit. Even as you saw, even those medium mechs, I'm not even talking about heavy or assault mechs, even destroying medium mechs, it was a lot more work for me to do using these two mechs than when I was using the Annihilator in the previous video, okay? So, first place, no question, is Annihilator. No doubts about it. Second place is the Nightstar. And the third place is this King Crab with dual heavy rifles, ERPPC and LRM-15 streams. So these are my thoughts and my final results. And if you disagree, please feel free to do so. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Although I just wanna say that I am not using yet another mech lab. I am not using any kind of fancy unrealistic weapons or the ones that aren't historically available yet as of year of 3037. I am not using any unrealistic equipment such as, you know, anti-gravity mods, which some crazy people came up with in order to take more ammo with you. None of that stuff. I'm just trying to stick more to the, like, lore accurate builds. And as of my current collection and as of this you know, current builds with currently available weapons, this is what, you know, what I've chosen, okay? These three sniper builds. Also, please let me know down in the comments below if you by any chance happened to come up with your favorite sniper mechs builds. Like, what do you prefer? Like, do you have any better ideas or any suggestions? I would like to hear your thoughts on this matter as well. So please let me know. Alright, thank you for watching. Sorry for a long video, but I hope it was useful in some ways and hopefully, you know, educative. Thanks again for watching, and until the next time, have a nice day.